Been a while, huh? Sure has. I'm back working on this. I've straightened the hull out, blocked the trailer up because the rear sagged. Treated wood, bends and bows as it dries out in the sun. Once it gets in the water, it'll be alright. And if I get a longer trailer, it'll help that. So yeah, I'm blocked up on the rear. I've done all my rough sanding. Passed the router on the edges to soften it. Still got to finish the transom. Transom's finished. I got to bolt the motor down. I've removed these screws. I've got to put some runners right here and put another sheet of barrel, and my transducer is going to mount right here. It's going to poke through the barrel. It's the best place I can figure to put it, to where it's not getting hung up on anything. My old system was a bar hanging down, and it was behind the barrel, behind that barrel, to where it was protected. So it's going to be the same thing here. It's going to be protected, and this is also going to be my battery box. My water line is going to be about right here, so I'm going to have about an inch of the battery box is be in the water all the time. Still got to put valve stems on my two last barrels, pump air in the last four. Started to put my post back up, my fencing. Gonna work on that today. Clean out this old silicone. This post is already secured. I'll work on the next one. Now I may go ahead and buy some more blue paint. Paint this bottom half blue. Probably can leave this wood instead of going gray. Eventually the front deck is gonna match the rear. And I'm testing some solar powered cheap Amazon Christmas lights. Put it back in the water, might as well put Christmas lights on it. Gotta get the mold and fungus off. It loves to grow on this canvas. It loves to grow on the canvas. It really does. And, it's about where I stand, where I'm at. This needs to get back in the water. Winter time is here. My anti-foul, some spots is not holding where I didn't rough it up enough. But we know anti-foul doesn't hold good to high density polyethylene. No paint does. Something I figured I'd try. I wasted $100 for a gallon of paint. It's not that big of a waste if 50% of it holds. That's 50% easier it'll be to clean the bottom growth next time it comes out. So that's what I'm doing. Let me do some more work, try to get this porch together. I'll see about bringing y'all back. Alright, as you can see, sturdy, but the rear porch is back assembled. The rails, she's been laying the grass for quite a few months. She'll clean up though. So I guess my next step is either go buy the paint, or bolt the engine down, or deal with the bottom. I think I'm gonna deal with the bottom and put a battery box. After that, she's ready to go. I may build a little stand for the generator. My generator's hiding over here in the corner. Just keep the generator off the deck, but really it doesn't matter. But my little short cord doesn't reach the plug, so I need to be elevated a few inches, so I guess it does matter. Still need to change the carburetor on the generator too. But yeah, let me figure out my next step, what I'm gonna do. They're all important, they all have to be done. I guess if I do some painting, maybe I can finally paint that back door, huh? Nah, gives it character. Still gotta mount my lights back up. And I got some treated wood trim that goes all the way across. That's gonna cover the seam. I've been talking about that for a year. I never put it on. I figure I might go ahead and put it on. It'd be easier to put it on while I was in the water. I might do that, I might put it while I was in the water. I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, let me get to it. Let me decide my next step. I guess I'll box in this bottom right here. I'm gonna put two 2x4 runners, maybe 2x6. It's gonna tuck in here. I'm gonna make it fit on the inside of this transom. Screw it through. That's gonna support my battery, and that's gonna give some support for this false bottom I'm gonna have right here, made out of barrel. I need to go cut a barrel. Yeah, I need to get some more stainless steel screws and washers like this. I I've got some, but I don't actually wear, so I'm glad anything below the water line is stainless steel. My water line is going to be somewhere right here. Somewhere in the, I don't know, 3 to 4 inch range up right here. That'll be my water line. So yeah, let me get to it. All right, bottom's done. Add it onto the diverter. The transducer does stick out, just enough to take a reading, and it should be far enough from the engine not to let the prop wash affect it. And I've also built a little shelf rack in there to hold 2 deck boards to hold my battery box. I may adjust the height, but that should keep my battery box out of the water. And I need to pop some drain holes in the bottom of the barrel for water to flow through and drain, just like the rest of my diverters. This diverter, water flows through and drains, and the 3 in the front, water flows through and drains. So this one's going to be the same, because like I said, my water line's going to be somewhere right here. Somewhere in this area is my water line. Probably an inch below this plate is where I'm guessing, which is the bottom of the battery box. We'll see how it turns out. So other than paint, a few hose, mount a battery, fuel tank, she's ready to launch. This wind would come down a little bit, but I could launch in this wind. It's about 10, 12 mile an hour wind. I've already played in 15, but it was not easy launching. Oh, I got to do valve stems and 2 barrels and put air in the last 4. Undecided if I'm going to copper paint the 2 last barrels. I may just put in the water for now. Although I do have the time and the paint to do it. Alright, in my bed I slept in the other night. Battery is in, tray's in. I don't currently have a battery box, but plenty clearance. The motor's never going to contact the battery. Put a quick tow rail on there. Got so much more deck space now with the rails up. I've got to install my lights, find my brackets, install my lights back up on the outsides. Still got to do the valve stems and 2 barrels. Put air in 4 barrels. Do a little bit of painting. And then she's ready for launch. Not sure if it'll be today, tomorrow, Thanksgiving. I may not launch the day after. I don't know. We'll see. I need to find a place to tie up. I no longer have my tie up spot that I used to have. So that's something else to consider. Go ahead and shut my 12-volt power off. I need to put my other battery back in the front. I'm only running off of 1 battery, which is not really a big deal. I eventually plan on putting 2 more D-cycle batteries, probably in the stern. And I'm going to take 1 bank of my battery charger goes to the motor battery. I'm going to take that bank off and put it to 2 batteries right here. And my generators be on top of a box here. And I'm going to put a propane instant water heater on this wall. So I'm going to have to tap into this wall somewhere, probably even with this access panel, tie into the hot line to where I can have a hot water supply. That's going to supply my shower with hot water. And I already have a line going over the ceiling that goes in here to supply my sink with hot water. That's a later project. So I got to finish my trim. I got to put trim pieces or better nails to secure my paneling from bouncing down the highway. This is just little brad nails. They don't hold on by much. The idea was to tack it up with brad nails and come back with pound nails. I never done that. Yep. I guess that's all for now. If I got more, I'll add later. If not, I'll catch you on the next one. Alright. Welcome back. It's been a while, been a few days, a lot of things going on. This morning, I painted the blue on the rear, touched up the whole blue on the side. Today's gonna be launch day, it has to be. Sunday, they get rain, got a good bit of wind going on. I have to launch. I got a few things to tidy up, you know, get rid of my beer can. I did bolt the engine down this morning. Engine's bolted down, ready to go. I'm gonna put the fuel tank on, test run one more time. These kickers are staying on until the moment I pull out, because when I remove this, sitting on land with no support underneath, wood starts to sag, which will be fine once it gets back in the water, but it just bothers me. Last night I had an electrical issue. Let me talk about that a little bit. I just secured the battery, secured my cables underneath. Oh, it's so nice having a bigger rear deck. Alright, the issue I had, we had a power surge last night, but that wasn't my problem. Damn battery isolator was giving me trouble. I thought it was the battery isolator, but it wound up being a bad ground on the main house battery. It was clicking on and off non-stop, just click, 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 click. And it was giving me low voltage on everything. I only heard it because the electricity was out. I came outside and I could hear it from my front door. I could hear it clicking. So I came, sort through the wiring. I like the battery isolator, but this is the third time I have an issue. But it turns out it's probably a connection issue every single time. So this I can do while it's in the water. Bolt it all back up. I left it all apart. That way if I have to bypass it, it's a matter of just undoing the screws and I can bypass the battery isolator. And I thought my Perkle switch was giving me a problem too. I want to run my battery charger to the Perkle switch, which this wire runs to the front battery. And this one runs to the rear battery. This wire is the motor battery, I think. Yeah, this one's motor battery, this one's house battery. So the house battery goes to the Perkle. This allows, well, the way I got this rigged up with this jumper wire, even if my Perkle switch is off, if my engine's running, it's going to charge the house battery once I reach my 13.2 volts on the motor battery. So I got things to pick up in here, things to secure. I got a mess everywhere. I wanted to clean the shower out and finish the shower, but I'm running out of time. I mean, I had a lot of time over the past year. I did. But I sleep in here occasionally. I got to pick up my bedding. I actually need to wash all this linen anyway. That all needs to go. And I need to cover up this hole, because if you remember the old cable system, the two cables ran through there. I had to have a wide hole. Now I no longer need a wide hole. So for now, it's a piece of foam. And once we get in the water, I'm gonna go park her somewhere where I had her parked. I probably can't park there anymore. My uncle's selling the property. No one's living there. Electricity's still on. I probably could park the boat there for another week or two, but I'm probably not. And I still didn't take care of my panel gaps from the bouncing down the road, so I may come throw a few pound nails in here before I haul out. But today she's going in the water, whether it's raining or not, as long as it's not very high winds. I've already launched and picked up in 12 to 14 mile per hour winds. It wasn't fun. It was doable, but it wasn't fun. So let's hope I don't have to do that today. But, everything's working. We got the new steering system. Control cables are still tight. It's tight to go in the gear. Like once you get in, it's fine. These cables are new, so I'm thinking it's in the box. It's very tight. So that's something I'm gonna have to pull apart. Figure out what's going on with that. It's like, oh man, it's like really tight going forward. I don't know. I may pull that part for a launch. It's very tight going forward. Anyway, I'm rambling. I'll bring you back in a little bit. Alright, I added a rope bumper. It ain't pretty, but it's free. This is 2-inch nylon rope that my brother found. Shout out to him, his YouTube channel. I believe it's Flat Broke Customs. Go ahead, check him out. But he found this rope. It was just enough. Couldn't wrap all the way around like I wanted, but it's fine. Now my total measurement and width is 8'6", so I'm still within the legal limit to tow on the road, because I'm 8'2" before the rope. So 2 more inches each side. It's secured with some deck screws, stainless steel screws, every couple inches. I say it's temporary, but is it really? My intention was to buy some brand new rope to do this with, some white rope. But Yeah, it would have been nice to get a blue, but I'm good. So the rope stops about a little over, maybe a 16-inch overlap on the bow. And I think on the stern, I got a 1 foot overlap. It's not pretty, it's an old rope, very old rope that was found floating in the water, I believe. My brother picked it up. I think it was close to, 48, 49 feet. So, well, it was more than that, actually. It was like 54, 55 feet. Anyway, now my next step, I guess I'm gonna play with control box. I need to do this because the dock that I have available to park at is not a very good dock. And this gives me an additional 2-inch barrier away from the dock, because if there's a pollen that's sticking up and I get sideways, my cabin's gonna beat against the pollens, and I don't want that. So let me get to it. I think what I have left is I may install the old battery box that I had right here and put it there, and that would serve as my fuel tank storage, or just storage in general for the time being, and a platform for my generator. But the generator is not going to stay on here, and the fuel tank's going to get locked up. Generator's only going to be here in the boat's in use, and at that point I'll pull the fuel tank out and put it on the opposite side. And my AC doesn't intake air in, so I don't have to worry about fumes going in. That's why I still worry about it. That's why I put the generator way on this side. But I think I'm gonna plan on running an exhaust up and over the roof. I don't know. Or maybe I'll run it down to the water. I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna do yet. That's a long ways away. All right, let me decide what I'm gonna do next. I think what I got left is the major thing would be the control box, really. After the control box, I can test run the engine and then tidy up the inside, and she can go launch. I still didn't do nothing with my lights hanging. I need to find the brackets. Maybe I'll put those lights back on front. The front ones are secured, but I do have to do something with my wiring for my newly added VHF antenna. I need to kind of secure that, and my cable wire. I reran my cable wire to get it away from the light wires, because it was causing RF noise, and that mold is bothering me. I want to clean it and pressure wash it, but I don't have the time right now. It's an eyesore. And I haven't even looked at the roof in a while, and I also wanted to build my roof access ladder on that post, but didn't get around to it. But none of that stopped me from putting it in the water, and I did reinflate every barrel to 2 psi. All 20 barrels. Yesterday I spent the time. They all have 20 psi. The little lizard hanging out in my gap. You need to be out of there when I launch, because when I launch, that strap's gonna tighten, buddy. Don't want to kill you. All right, catch you on a little bit. Well, besides flat tire, had to put on a spare. Wish me luck. Got 4 miles to go to get to the launch. Try to get in the water before dark, man. I'm pushing it. Everything seems to be operational, so we're gonna go with it. I'm gonna get in the water, go park her, trying to beat that sun close to the horizon. Tomorrow the weather'll be bad. I won't have the opportunity. See you on a bit. Well, I made it to the launch before the sun's going down. Wish me luck. I laid Nova's disaster in just a few seconds. Well, she made it, and I tell you, it's all my truck wanted to handle. She's roughly 4,000 pounds. And I spun tires, I had to pull back up. And let me get it fired up, see what I can do. I lost a piece of wood from my trailer. I have to go retrieve that. See you on a bit. Well, she survived the launch, and looks like my water line is about where I predicted. About 1 to 2 inches below my aluminum plate. The cavitation fin right now is about 8 inches below the water. And my motor didn't get wet like every other time I launched. Usually this back deck will go on the water. Well, the back deck was here. It will all go on the water when I launched. So adding those 2 barrels really helped with buoyancy. And I lost a board. Threw it on the roof for now. It's a Western red cedar. It was a temporary shim, which, man, I was supposed to make a mark before I launched the boat. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my flag up. Got to represent the Shallow Drafter Shanty Boat Club. Check them out on Facebook. We're a nice group. Hope to see you there. And I'm gonna untie and start my journey. Well, it's been a while since y'all been on this tripod, huh? Since end of February last year. Maybe March. Floats a little higher in the stern. With the addition of the 2 barrels, which I kind of don't like. But I'm going to make it work. I'm going to do my ballast differently. Head on down to my parking spot. We're doing 3 miles per hour, half throttle. That's about half throttle. 3.5, 3.6. Full throttle with the addition of the new barrels. We're gonna see what that is. But I'm guessing I'm gonna drop a half a mile per hour. I used to do 5.7. Now we're doing 3.8. Let's go full, see what we got. This is no wind, no current. Yeah, 5.2, 5.3. I'm not complaining. But the 5.7 was nicer. I actually want this thing to do 6, 6.5, maybe 7. So I'm definitely have to do a motor upgrade sooner than later. But right now the goal is I need to get this off the trailer. I've got a little job coming up that requires my trailer. So we're just going to take a slow cruise. We'll cut it back to about 3.5. Got a couple miles to go to where I'm going to dock. The dock is not ready, so I'm going to temporarily dock it. Come back tomorrow and do a better job. But the purpose of this video, I'm happy it's off the trailer. I'm happy all the work I've done, the extension, everything's good. Y'all don't see me often, but thank y'all. Thank y'all for joining. I appreciate all the views, the comments, all the shares. So I'm gonna go ahead and head on where I gotta go. And we're gonna call it a day. Doing 3.3. I sorted out my electrical issue. Motor's charging 14.4 volts. The only power I have on here right now is 12 volts. I did not bring the generator, so that means no AC, no main light, no battery charger. That is my battery charger. Man, I'm so happy, all the room. I forgot to put my cleats in the rear, and I forgot to bring 2 ropes. Just something gonna have to deal with. Man, so much more roomy back here. Oh, and the fuel tank. I did vent the box. Fuel tank is gonna live in there for now. And I forgot my padlock to lock the box, so no one steals my tank. But I can always take that tank out. It's only 3 gallon. All right, I'm gonna let y'all go so I can call this bridge. Thank y'all very much. Y'all have a good night.